Yep, hi fellas, Ben back again. Here we go again on another repair job. So as you guys know, I did share a video on my crash and crash-related repairs, and so new things that crop up after you've crashed are far too many. You will keep discovering these little bits and pieces that you'll have to work on. I mean, that's the case with any motorcycle. It's not just our motorcycle. It's going to be the case with even the big bikes. They all, once you've crashed, they all have all sorts of things go wrong here and there, small little niggles, which you'll have to keep figuring out with each passing day. And one such issue has cropped up. That is my I don't know if you guys can recognize this. This is my, I will definitely include pictures of what this is. This is my spot lamp. So that being said, what has happened is this wire runs at the back of the lamp, and it kind of takes a sharp turn here, right, like that. You can see this is routed like this, so it goes up and then goes into the wiring harness. And nothing wrong here. Nothing went wrong here. This was very well, attached to the ignition system, and so this is working pretty fine. I mean, this goes to a relay, and from the relay I have wires going to the ignition system, so nothing there, nothing wrong there. Because of the impact, this kind of, I don't know what happened, this kind of took a sharp hit, and as you can see, if I wiggle this wire around, if I wiggle this around, this has come loose. There was supposed to be, I mean, this rubber was supposed to do a good job, but it didn't. And then this particular circuit, this is a Cree chip, and I don't know what quality this is. Oh no, it's just that one little emitter with a Cree chip. All said and done, one of the solders have come loose. The other is almost on the verge of quitting. If you can see, the quality of the solder is also not that good. That's the thing with anything which is a Chinese product, an aftermarket Chinese product. They just do one part of it very good, and they do one part of it in a very shabby way. So it's always the case. Anything you buy from them, you can expect something to go wrong. It's not that the whole thing will go wrong. 90% of the thing stays intact, whereas the least expected thing to go wrong goes wrong most of the time. So from my experience, I've had far too many cases of wires stripping and solders coming loose, and joints breaking and cracking and all that stuff. But the primary thing always remains intact. It always is good, and so is this. This chip works wonderfully well even now. It's an extremely powerful piece of it's an emitter which is extremely powerful, and it cuts through this particular housing. And man, oh man, I can't tell you the throw on the road. It's fabulous for something which is as cheap as, I don't know, no, I don't remember how much I paid for this. I think I'm guessing $2,000. So this is not exactly the lower end model. This is the highest end model that you get as an aftermarket replacement from the Chinese market. So $2,000 for something like this, I think you will not be able to find today on Amazon. You'll only be able to find things which are around that 500 to 1,000 bracket. So this is pretty expensive that I bought out of Amazon from 3 years ago. So any which ways, so I managed to dismantle everything. I'm going to post some pictures of what I did on the bike to get this out, and then I have this with me here, and yeah, and this black little thing that you can see, this black coating all around, this is the glue that I use, the silicone glue that I used to make this waterproof. This wasn't waterproof. As you can see, water was seeping in through this like that, and so water was getting in from there. No matter how hard I tried to get these tiny little screws tightened, the water would still, vapor would still form and collect here. And so what I did was I went in with a coat of black silicone or rubber bond or paste, and that did the job. This was waterproof. until this incident. So my goal today is to take the solder and weld these joints back, put everything back together, put it on the bike, get the wiring done, and I'll see you guys once everything is done. Maybe I'll just show you how to go about the soldering process. I'm not going to run you through the entire process, just bits and pieces. So that's the soldering job done, and now it's getting this back into this and putting things back together. So hi guys, that's me using my glue gun. This is not something like a professional tool, it's just art and craft. And I heated up the silicone stick inside, and I poured in some silicone here, and so I'm just waiting for this to dry up. Not one tiny bit complicated, anything for that matter. So this is just to keep those joints intact and waterproof, so that water doesn't get to those points and starts making a short, or being the reason for a short in the circuit. So that's now 100% waterproof, and that's going to remain that way. I've put back things together. As you can see, if you I don't know if you, I mean, I think you can see that white line that you see there. I didn't have the black glue with me, so I went in with a 3-bond rubber gasket maker, and that is good enough. It hardens in about 15-20 minutes, and that'll take care of waterproofing. So the light is ready. This is ready to go back on the motorcycle. Okay, good morning guys. So this is me changing the relay to the light. Yes, I have managed to put everything back together. I've also done the wiring part of it. It's here, and there's another couple of wires that lead to the relay here. Right about here, I have it here kind of covered in a rubber sleeve kind of a thing, and I also have it waterproofed with a small plastic bag. I mean, I put the relay inside the plastic bag, and all of it goes inside this rubber sleeve, and so that's where it is. So, and another thing that kept going was the fuse. So I managed to lose the 15 fuse. So what I got locally was a 10 and a 5. I couldn't manage to get a 15, so I'm just going in with the 10 for the time being, and we'll see how things work. So this is just to see if things work, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work. It's not like I have tested it before. There you go. Perfect, isn't it? And that's how she comes to life. No problems now. I mean, I can twist and turn the handlebar. All good, nothing to worry. No short circuiting, no nothing. Well, another vlog that comes to an end. I did make a trip, and I'm kind of editing the whole video and trying to make it look a little more cinematic, just so that you guys can enjoy the flavor of the experience that I had. So give me some time, and that will be up on the channel soon. But for now, we have these bits and pieces and niggles to keep sorting. So that's the vlog coming to an end today. If you guys liked the video, kindly do subscribe and support. And yeah, I kind of sound desperate, but well, that's the amount of time that I'm investing on this. And if you guys are really getting to know a lot of things, and if you feel at some corner of your brain, if you're starting to feel inspired by this channel, and if you're starting to want to do things on your own, then kindly do subscribe and share these videos, and let's all grow as a family of DIY technicians. So well, that's that. I shall see you soon on another video or another vlog. Until then, signing out for now. Bye.